using the print quality optimizer on an iJetColor 1175 series machine. The printhead used on the iJetColor 1175 series of products is comprised of 14 discrete dies arranged in a zigzag pattern. In turn, each of these dies is comprised of thousands of microscopic nozzles. Each die overlaps with the die on either side of it by up to 7 nozzles. The purpose of the die adjustment tool is to allow end users to increase or decrease the overlap of these nozzles, thus adjusting the intensity of the die lines visible in print. Additionally, the die adjustment tool also allows for minor tweaks to the timing of the dies, as well as for adjustments to the intensity of the ink output for each die. In this video series, we will show the function and operation of the tool. Part 1. Getting started. The die gap adjustment tool can be found either as a shortcut in the Tools folder on the desktop or in its installation directory, shown on screen. If you do not have the tool, or are running an older version, an up-to-date download can be found either at the bottom of this article or in the description of this video if you're watching it on YouTube. Once it is installed, we may proceed. Part 2. Running and examining a test sheet. The process for adjusting and fine-tuning the die gaps is as follows. First, hit the Print Test Page button, then start the belt and enable the TOF sensor in the DFE. Once the interface says Feeding Media, feed a 9x12 envelope through in landscape orientation. The result will be the pattern shown on screen. A variety of issues are present in this scan, but the ones which fit within the scope of this video are as follows. There are light and dark lines interspersed throughout the print, the dies alternate between dark and light saturation, and if you look closely, there is a lip on either side of die number 2. Part 3. Adjusting the die lines. We'll begin by addressing the lines. Some of these lines are as a result of printhead cleanliness. The easiest way to differentiate clog lines from die lines is to know that the die lines occur just to the right of the die number. Lines that fall outside of that area are from printhead cleanliness. For the die lines, we can see on the test sheet that dies numbered 1, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11 are roughly acceptable, though what specifically constitutes an acceptable degree of die line is subject to the prerogative of the operator. Die number 12 is too dark, and dies number 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, and 13 are too light. We can adjust the die overlap to compensate for this. Each set of arrows moves the overlap that the selected die has with the one on its right. So if you adjust die number 2, you adjust the gap between dies number 2 and 1, and the relationship of the rest of the dies remains static. To address the dark lines, we'll need to decrease the die gap overlap by moving the arrow to the left by 1 notch. For the light lines, we'll need to increase the die gap overlap by moving the arrow to the right by 1 notch. After making all of your adjustments, hit Apply, print another test sheet, and repeat this process until satisfied. Part 4. Adjusting the vertical alignment. As we saw during the test sheet examination earlier, there is a lip around die number 2. This print defect is known as a stair step and can be mediated using the die gap adjustment tool. Begin by going into the vertical alignment menu using the button at the top right. To address the lip between die number 3 and die number 2, we will need to decrease the alignment value of die number 3. To address the lip between die number 2 and die number 1, we will need to increase the vertical alignment value of die number 2. Make your adjustment, apply, and print another test page to inspect your work. Repeat as necessary. Part 5. Adjusting the color intensity. The final adjustment that can be made in the die adjustment tool is the die-to-die color intensity. As we saw while inspecting the test sheet earlier, dies 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2 are lighter than the others. To fix this, first click on the die density button on the top left. This will open a screen showing all of the ink densities for each color channel on each die. Darken dies 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2 by 5%, and then run a test page. Inspect it, make further adjustments, and iterate as needed. Once they all match in intensity, you can then turn that intensity down on each die to match the desired output. After applying all 3 adjustments over several iterations, here is the result.